I'm going to do a quick unboxing video of some quad lock stuff. This is not a sponsored post, this is just stuff that I just bought for myself. So I have a handlebar stem mount for the bicycle. I have a, this is the new Pro mount, and this is for my KTM. This isn't my KTM, my KTM's in England, but for all intents and purposes that would be going on the KTM. And then the standard mount, and this is going on my Super Tenere. So I'm probably like some of you, I have a big bike, a dirt bike, and a bicycle, and I just wanted a way to be able to move stuff between each one. And the other thing I use is I use an iPhone, and I didn't want to get anything. I've never been somebody that kind of goes along with using the phone as a GPS, but because of COVID and being at home, I tend to use my phone a lot more than normal. So I just want an easy way just to bounce between the three different things. And now Quadlock have come out with their vibration dampener. That's the way that I'm going to go. So I'll show you what I've got. So for my phone, I have an iPhone. It's an SE 2nd generation. So I got the mount for it. So pretty simple, straightforward. I pull off my mount and I put on their mount. Piece it. So just flex it a little bit, and that's the mount, and then the lock on the back, which clicks into the quad lock. Also, I probably will rarely use, but I got it anyway. This is the cover for, this is called a Poncho, so for wet weather, because the phone isn't completely waterproof like the new versions. So for me, I just needed something a little bit extra. And again, quick easy mount, and now the phone is waterproof, and the lock is still, the quad lock mount is still accessible. Generally, like I said, I use GPS. So I have a Garmin GPS on here, Garmin GPS on here, and same that's on my KTM. And then if you're wondering why I have a Trail 125, is while I haven't been traveling too much, I've been doing some of that. So that's a way to gain a little extra cash on the road. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mount on the Super Tenere, I'll mount it on the bars right here. On the CT125, I'll mount it on this crossbar, and then on the bicycle, I'm going to mount it on here, right here. So I'm going to start with the bicycle because that's probably the quickest, easiest mount. So with the bicycle mount, this one's pretty simple, straightforward. It comes with a couple of zip ties. 2 zip ties, some instructions, boys don't read instructions, the mount, and it comes with 4 O-rings of different sizes, two different sizes, so bigger ones, smaller ones, and the mount itself. So the mount will sit right there, so we won't do it with zip ties for now. So I will grab 2 of the smaller O-rings and see if they fit. They're going to be too tight, so as we got to the next size, and they're going to be okay. So the mount would just sit on there, on that center crossbar right there, and using one of the O-rings, going to hook onto the back, pull it around the other side, and hook it on. And then take the second O-ring, do the same thing, put it around the hook, pull it, and then that's mounted. Okay, and with my phone with a lock, all I'm doing is putting it on, clicking it in place, and now I have my phone, so I can just get in and go and ride. And this one's slightly different than the ones you're probably used to. You just pull down on the blue that's underneath, twist it, take the phone off, easy. So this is the standard, the original mount, the plastic version. So what do we have in here? So we have the box, the instructions, a few stickers, and that. So you have the Allen key, which you're going to need to mount it with, the actual mount itself. So it depends on how you want your orientation, where you want it on your bars. I'm just going to stick it here in the middle. And then that is the mount to bolt in there to clip in place to hold the mount, and then obviously you bend as normal, bend that blue plastic piece. So firstly, you need to undo the mount. So this right here. So firstly, you need to get the bar out of the way, so just loosen that off, and then you have another Allen that's underneath. This one is going to have to come all the way out. So that, and there, Allen, and then you're going to test it on your bar and see if you've got a fit. So in this case, it's not a fit, and that mount is too small, so they give you a few extras. So I'm going to guess it's going to be the next size down, and then that would be your mount, everything held in place, and that's how it's going to fit. So for me, having worked on motorcycles forever, I'm going to use a little bit of medium strength thread locker. So get the little bolt, just put a dab of that on there, because obviously motorcycles and vibration. So a little dab of blue on there. So get that in, snug it down nice and tight, centrally located between the risers. And for me, I normally have a tank bag sitting here, so I don't want the phone to sit. I'm not going to want the phone to sit here because it's going to get in the way of the tank bag, so I'm going to mount the phone further away from me. So what I would do is make sure that that is in position, lock that one down, so that's nice and tight, and then the piece that goes on is the side mount, and are you going to take it off with your right hand, you're going to take it off with your left hand, whichever way around is good. There's a little retainer there to hold the screw in place, and that would be it mounted. But because I'm using an iPhone, have had some issues. What I did, I also got these. So these are the new vibration dampeners. So I'm going to take this back off, and I'm going to add the quad lock video, so I show you what these do. But basically, vibration and resonation, they're made to stop the IS, the image stabilization in the iPhone being wrecked. So basically what it is, there's these rubber dampeners in here, and hopefully you can see that absorbs the vibration. Now this has already had blue Loctite already pre-mounted on it, so that just needs to sit on top of that. And it doesn't, I had a look earlier, it doesn't really matter what the orientation is, because the other mount sits on top of that. So that screws on top. Again, make sure that is nice and tight, so it's not just going to loosen itself off as you ride. And then the original mount sits on top, and these have retainers on them, so these hold them in place. So you just want to put that at 90 degrees to your bars, and let's go back and just double check something here. So see, still have a little bit of blue Loctite because I'm doing this all in one go. So that's good to go. So that is now mounted and tight, and now shows you how there's a little bit of play in that to absorb the vibration of the bike. And as normal, click, it's in place, press the tab down, take your phone off. So that's it mounted on the Super Tenere. That's as long as it took. So for the KTM / CT125, instead of the standard mount I put on the Super Tenere, this is the Pro mount, and then again with it I got the vibration dampener. The reason I got the Pro mount for the KTM is that it's the same basic idea, same kind of basic principle as the original mount, but this one is made out of aluminum and it's hard anodized, and obviously it's a lot tougher. So because I ride off-road all the time, I wanted something that would stand up to where and how I ride if I drop the bike and somehow it lands on that. So let's do the mount on this one. Again, very similar as before. Need to get the arm out of the way. So the arm out of the way, and then undo the bolt that holds the clamp together. And this isn't pre-set up, but I think that is going to be the right size. So that's the right size. So clamp that around the bars. And obviously with these, you know, you put it on the bar and then you can adjust your orientation so you don't get any reflection off your phone screen. So once you're happy with where you think it needs to be, I'll probably end up adjusting it a little bit later when I'm riding, but I just need to carry this one Allen with me. And then loosen this one off. Make sure it's square to the bars. Tighten in. Lock that in place. On this bike I normally have a bag that's sitting right here, so again I want the phone further forward. And then same as before, here is this is the little vibration dampener, because this bike buzzes like crazy, same like the KTM does. So the screw is already in there. You just tighten down. Take that off, and then in the box you've got, in the box, so there's 4 different sizes, so one on there plus the size of the clamp itself, so there's 5 different sizes. So reading the box, it said it goes 7/8 bar, 1 inch bar, 1 1/8 inch, 1 1/4. So there's different size bars, ways of mounting, which is good. And again, I'm going to set this up so it's at 90 to the bars. So that's nice and snug and tight. And then once again, I can just put my phone in. So now, for me, so on this bike, while I'm not riding around the world, I can use this. I can go and do DoorDash stuff, because there's an app and everything works through the phone. And then I can quite easily just bounce it between 3 bikes. There we go. So I'm very impressed. I like it. It's good. Simple. It works. It's secure. There's that little bit of vibration dampening in there to stop the vibration, the resonation coming through the bike. What more could you want? So again, from underneath, click and it's in place. And press the tab down and it comes off. So I was kind of intrigued because that's kind of what I'm intrigued about, how they came up with this, how they designed it, when it was made, how it was made, where it was made. So I've written up an article for ADV Rider, so if you want to see a little bit more about quad lock and how it all started and why they did what they did and the various testing, I'll put a link in the bio and you can click onto ADV Rider and that'll tell you more about the company. So the case, just so you know, for the iPhone, so like I say, I put this is the waterproof case, so you can still use your phone and your thumbprint still turns the phone on and you can still move everything around, so it's not restricting you at all by having that on there. So yeah, it would probably wear away pretty quick if you just kept putting it in and out of your pocket, because it's it's only rubberized plastic. But if you're riding, and you needed to move, even though you're not supposed to, you want to move the map around when you're when you're riding, it still works. It's good. Okay.